Islam, which we were expecting. If we receive something tonight, we'll be able to share it with you tomorrow. So I'm going to invite Dr. Manisha Gupte to please join me here to co-chair this session. We're very excited to share with you in this session a little bit more about what we see as the future of movement building and advocacy through, as it says here, through a capacity to educate, engage and empower. So we'll call upon Nandini and Mehek to conduct this session.
Hi everybody.
Mike?
Hello. I know it's end of the day and all of us have had a lot of learning, lot of sharing, lot of exchange, and I'm sure we're feeling a little tired, so we'll keep it short. So thank you to all of you for your amazing presence and energies and commitment to the work and to the academy and being here, throughout the day. So welcome back. This is the last part of the day. Thank you again. And I just wanted to say that the academy is a very important space for all of us and all of everybody in the room, because we believe in what we are trying to say here and the issues that we are bringing up and the political framing of these issues. So particularly in these challenging times when there is shrinking spaces and also shrinking resources for in-person meetings, having an online academy is probably going to be make a lot of difference for a lot of people who won't be able to travel all the way to join in-person meetings, but they can join these and this kind of an online academy for learning. But this academy wouldn't have been possible without you. So I really want to thank all the participants who joined, all the semesters, both the semesters. I also want to thank our lead trainer, Manisha Gupte, who has not only worked with us for decades, for years now on the institutes, in-person institutes, but has also co-designed the academy with our other lead trainer, Dr. Suchitra. And and they have together shaped it up, how you see it today. And of course, it's also constantly evolving. We also want to thank Rola, who's not there with us. But Rola is another activist from, many of you might know her already. She's from Lebanon, but she's also been an ASAP alumni and then she's gone on to take her own sessions in the refreshers. And we are hoping that someday she'll have a module also on the academy. But this is again another reminder that the academy is a dynamic space. It's not us just here to teach you, because I firmly believe that a good teacher is a good learner and a good learner is a good teacher. So it's cyclical, and someday many of you probably will have your own modules up there in the academy. So that's the hope. And participants, again, I just want to say that all of you have shown such great enthusiasm, interest, such amazing assignments that we've received. You joined in from all sorts of time zones. So for somebody it was 1 in the morning, and somebody it was something else, and your hectic schedules, your really like sometimes the tech issues that you faced, and despite that nothing stopped you. So that really shows your commitment. So I couldn't be more proud of that, to associate with a group like that. And also thank the partner organizations such as MSI, IPPF Book Global, ECOR, SARO, then RAM and Samsara and Share. Many of you have trusted us enough to send your members and staff and for learning. And we feel that, and thinking that ASAP Academy is the space to fill the gap. And we hope we have lived up to that expectation. So, and of course, another just reminder, and if Meg's showing the slide. So, the academy is not only a space for advocates and activists like us. We need to go beyond, and we need to speak to those who are not speaking the same language, who are not like us. So, the academy is actually for a lot of different communities and constituencies. I'm not reading it out, but you can see who all could join. So, feel free to refer it to other people who maybe not even a part of the work that we are doing. So with that, I will end my session, my opening, and I will pass it on to Meg.
Thank you, Nandini, for that. Nandini and Aisha are also taking sessions in the advanced course of the academy, so as trainers, and they have also been actively involved in all the YIs and YIRs that we have been doing as ASAP. So again, thank you to you two for making it happen. When we launched the first semester of the academy was August 2024, and we were overjoyed by the response. Over 30 participants from 17 countries in the first semester itself, and it just the energy itself was so palpable. It made us realize that there was a big gap, and we with our small steps are walking towards bridging it, and you all joined us, and we can't be more overjoyed with that response. Here's the data that we have come out of from the 2024 and 2025 batch. More than 80 applications, 60 learners in the 2 semesters, 19 countries, the response we have got from. So it's a really dynamic global community. This is the map that locates all the learners that have enrolled in the academy from all the countries. The first semester we only did foundational batch, and then by the time the second semester came, we had already put up the advanced course there. The advanced course was specifically for the people who have done YI and YRs with us, or either they had enrolled in the foundational course so that they could continue and go in the depth of all the issues that we cover in the foundational course. The academy, when we come to think of it, is our response to the misinformation and the barriers we have faced. More than just a platform for information, it is a collaborative space. We think of academy as a space to hold, to share, to create, where we as in all of us, can come and put our knowledge, learn, share with each other, but also sense the community. Because like Nandini said, that in times that we are seeing, in-person meetings can become more and more difficult, and academy is our answer to all those issues and to accessibility, if more not other things. And we can keep on going to speak what academy means to us, and how we created it and what we feel about it. But in this moment, I would really like to call Ika and all the other alumni who are able to join us today and share their experiences of how they felt when they joined academy and what that helped them with.
Rika, Mark, and Enos and Tamara, if you can come here, so and
We
just
can
pass
maybe,
the mic
yeah.
one by one.
Do you want to put me on chairs?
No, I just like using the mic. No need to go on the stage, right?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to share. I have a quick question to share about how it feels and why this course has motivated me to become part of it. Also, actually, with some of other colleagues in Samsara, and I don't know, I guess there are also another friends also in Indonesia. So at first, when I saw the academy, what I'm thinking is like, okay, so this is the space where I can refresh all the things. You know, sometimes when we are working in the ground, in the movement, and then we somehow feel stuck in somewhere, and then we cannot have any answer for like a question that is we are looking for some answer, and then we go to another new place to find a refreshment. So for me, this academy had bring a new refreshment and also a new way of thought, I guess, so that I can know and I can have another navigation to set all of the situation that I face, because there is no way we're not getting stuck for me. I mean, like in my situation, it's always blocked, it's always something that is not working, it's always something that is stopped, nothing happened, nothing changed. But if then I just keep on that situation, I also will not moving. So the way I try to navigate that situation is then to also to go to this academy, refresh the knowledge, and then shape another strategy to face the new challenge that will always come. every day. So thank you for the opportunity to also share. Even I think I'm not a really good student for the academy because I miss so many class. But another friend of mine, Ivan Chara, is a very diligent student. I guess they also need to be to have a place. I really yeah feel thankful and also gratitude to have this kind of opportunity. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark. I work for MSI in Kenya, and I am a trained journalist. And you can imagine the shock more than 10 years ago when I left the media house to join an international NGO that was implementing an integrated project covering HIV and AIDS, nutrition, SRHR, malaria, TB, and everything. You can imagine the culture shock that I met. Not only the acronyms, but everything was so new to me. And then there was the rush to implement the project. Many years later, I joined IPPF, covering sub-Saharan Africa. And this time around, I was an advocate for policy changes. But then again, I had no time to learn about SRHR because I was rushing to Ethiopia, to Rwanda, to all these places to provide support to my colleagues in policy advocacy, while myself I was not really much grounded. Now last year when I saw the opportunity, I was among the first people, I think I was among the first people to register in the first cohort, and this was really a life-changing moment for me because in as much as now I thought I was grounded in this work, I needed to learn more. I needed to know what is new. I needed to know what is happening in different parts of the world. And I want to appreciate my lecturers, and I'm happy to meet them in person. It was like a global classroom with participants from all over the world. And discipline was key. I remember missing one class that did not make me to graduate. And thankfully, to missing that class, I was able to meet other friends from Cook Island. You could see them next to the beach enjoying. But so when we're talking about issues, we could hear Kenyan experience, another person from another part of the world. And our lecturers told us, we are not monopolizing knowledge. We are learning together. I think it is important for people working in INGOs to attend the classes, to broaden their experience, and if at all they are new in this field, this will be an opportunity for them to learn. Where I work at MSI, if you're a new hire, you go through some courses, lots of them, and it is also mandatory for us to go through VCAT if you are new. I think I would recommend that we take these courses when you are new, just to help you understand your stuff and also for your orientation. Thank you so much.
Now we'd also like to welcome Inas. Now about Inas attended our offline workshop. So just to give that perspective of how offline spaces also, like the experience when you take the same course as an offline space, how that shapes up differently. Inas will shed some light on that.
Hi, so I think for a certified yapper like me, I can go on and on the whole day talking about how much ASAP Academy has helped me, but I will try my best to keep it brief. So my first ever youth advocacy in-person workshop was with ASAP Academy, and I think we can all agree that their sessions are amazing. And it was a 3-day workshop with a lot of informative and diverse topics surrounding SRHR. And I must say, at the end of the day, for those 3 days, I left the room with a new perspective, work, with more information, and also my mind blown. The sessions created a lot of impact on me, to be honest, because there was a lot of unpacking to do as well. Like, I'm not even exaggerating this at all, because it gave me the courage to speak up about such critical issues with confidence, even if it was in smaller spaces. especially in my country context where it feels like a taboo to talk about such things where you're oftentimes frowned upon on. Which is why these face-to-face gatherings are important at least once a year. And it's like, it feels so needed too. Because we have so many people from diverse communities gathering at one place with one vision and one mission to address the issues around the globe and try to bring a solution to it. It's a much needed escape from our own countries where such advocates and activists are seen in a negative light. But here, all of us together, we have created a safe space where everyone is on equal and equitable grounds at the same time zone. So I think I would count it as a blessing. Thank you very much.
Hi everybody. It's a long day, isn't it? And I'm sure a lot of you are running on fumes, just like I am. And if you listen to my colleagues speak this morning about the Cook Islands, you'll know how small we are and how far away we are. And I'm actually shocked to see the Cook Islands on a map. If you pull up a map on Google of the world, you will not see the Cook Islands. Most Pacific countries won't show up. And I'm sure a lot of you here had no idea who we were and where we came from until you came to this convening. The other thing, and this is going to be a little bit relevant as I speak, is that currently in the Cook Islands it is Friday night and it is 5 minutes to midnight. So it's middle of the night there. And so you can imagine when we had the Basic Academy live calls, it was 1 a.m. for us. So I did laugh a bit when we talked about seeing somebody on a beach, because that was a fake beach, because it was very dark, there's no way to see anything. But Dean did manage to make himself look pretty for the camera, and the rest of us didn't turn our camera on at all because we're lying in bed. But yeah, so just a little bit of context of how we ended up signing up for the Academy. We got sent an email, and I think it was like 2 days before registration closed, and we were like, this looks amazing. I don't know anything about it other than it had something to do with advocating for abortions. And that's something that's really important to us in the Cook Islands because, as Dean spoke about earlier, it's currently illegal. There's no sort of room for manoeuvring there, and with the organisation we work for, we're very passionate about making sure women have access. And we're probably one of the only organisations on the island, or in the Cook Islands, that actually are willing to talk about things you're not supposed to talk about. So it was really cool to be able to sign up for this course to learn more and also be able to speak to other people who openly talk about this sort of thing. So it was really eye-opening and inspiring for us. There was also a lot of opportunity there for us to see how we can move forward in our plans, because we're at the point now where we want to be advocating for decriminalisation. We have had it on the back burner a little bit because we were focusing on decriminalisation of homosexuality, and now that that's done, it's time for abortion. So basically, being able to do this course means that we can further that and move along with it. And I think it also means that we can build this network where when we're ready to go, we're going to say, can you help? And that's going to be in terms of providing like advice for legal stuff, advice on how to advocate for it. And when we have barriers, how do we overcome those? And even just the idea of support from social media. So when we start saying, this is what we want to do in the Cook Islands, to have this big, wide network that we've got now, to have that network go, yes, we support you and we're behind you. So that's kind of what it means to us, and we're really excited to also do the advanced course.
Wow.
Well, that's it for me, thank you.
Thank you, Katra.
We have one more person who will be joining us from, I have a video of them, visa issues, and she couldn't be with us for the academic. Again, she was also one of our most dedicated learners. She is Claudia from Mexico. She used to wake up at 4:30 a.m. for our sessions, and she didn't miss any.
She set a high bar.
Hello, my name is Claudia. I collaborate in SI Mexico as a coordinator of advocacy actions and besides as a coordinator of a sexuality educational program. First of all, I want to thank the organizers of this meeting for allowing me to be present in this space. I did not have the opportunity to travel and be in touch with you, but I want to share my experience with the academy. For me, it was really pleasant to be part of the group because it allowed me to coincide with colleagues like you who work for access of abortion as a fundamental right for the integral development of women. And also we were all already clear about the importance of our mission. For me, the sessions allow me to recognize the socio-political roots that sustain the stigma toward the women who decide to have an abortion. Academy also allow me to recognize that the limitation of access of abortion is nothing more than another manifestation of patriarchal structure, a structure that aims to assign us a place inferior to them, so our bodies and decisions will be recognized as valid only if they contribute to the patriarchal economic and social project. It must share to participate in the academy allowed me to have a reality contact of how much we still have to do regarding access to abortion as a right and a matter of women's well-being in the biological, psychological, and social spheres. I believe that here in Mexico, the progress in the discrimination of abortion today in 20 of the 32 states must be accompanied by socio-emotional actions to ensure that the abortion experience become a mark of pride for the free decisions. And as I always said in my task and in my comments in the course, I'm convinced that the action should be part of an educational program which gives us information and tools to achieve sexual justice.
One more thing, Claudia, there were other people also, but English was not the first language for the other people. So we actually seem to have a demand for translations. We are looking into Mandarin, Arabic, and Spanish for this time, and we would also like you in the room, anyone, if they can help us with how we can move towards, how we can progress towards making these translations happen, because clearly there are people who are going beyond their limitations, beyond the time limitations, beyond the language limitations, and are taking up this course and want to take up this course. So if we can make that happen for those people who can't, who English are not comfortable with English, then that would be amazing, and we are already looking into it, and your help would just be fantastic in that. Just want to say that the narrative we are up against is one of gatekeeping and complexity. The system, with all their control, want to gatekeep information, and with the academy, while they work to obscure and complicate, we are committed to simplifying and making information accessible. So that's where we envision academy. That it's a space where information will be there, where people will be there to always connect, and the community will keep growing and collaborating. With that, I would like to welcome Dr. Suchitra and Dr. Manisha to share some words.
Well, thank you for that wonderful feedback that we had from all of you here. It's very reassuring, because otherwise we only met online, right? And there is a certain limitation also to just meeting online. So I do the more the socio-political aspect of the course, and in the first course I did the gender, power and patriarchy module. So for some of you who might not know, it's like a 1 hour presentation in every 10 or 15 minute slots, and then there's a homework that people have to do. And once they've uploaded that homework, then they go to the second segment also, because it's kind of it kind of leads you one to another. So it's fun because all the assignments are also fun. They are not like they're not tedious, but they get you to think, and there are videos and stuff like that which you watch and write, or quizzes or games. So it's a lot of fun. In the second, in the advanced course, I did the public, private and multiple patriarchies. That is what I did in that course. And then of course Suchitra takes the group through the whole the politics, but also the technicalities of abortion. And now this time we've had Nandini and Aisha also joining in terms of media and kind of so it might look ancillary, it might look how is it connected, but it is, right? We are, when we see something repeatedly, it does impact us. And sometimes they might not say do not have an abortion, but the fact that how motherhood is so glorified can create problems when we want to access an abortion. People without understanding that it's not about motherhood, it's about not wanting this particular pregnancy. Yeah, but it's made out to be, oh, you're such a bad mother, you don't want to, so the generalities can, affect us when we have to make that specific decision and we're alone. And the fetus is growing, even in a cancer, you can wait for a second opinion for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, unless it's very fast growing. But for abortion, you cannot, because those 2 weeks might take you beyond the legal limit of abortion in your country. Sexual abuse of children, all kinds of things we know, people not understanding. Sometimes having a second pregnancy before, the lactation, before the prolactin, it's dropped, and you don't get menstruation because the first time that you ovulate, you got pregnant, and then you realize that you're pregnant only in the 6th month of pregnancy. All kinds of things are happening. Sometimes I'm 17 and I hope that if I don't do anything about it, it'll just go away. So so many reasons why people cannot access abortion. So that has been it's so much embedded in structures of ourselves, the way that we are brought up, within our families, within communities, the state, everything, the market, all kinds of stuff. So now what in the future courses, what I'm hoping to do is the whole debate around resources, because the whole Marx-Malthus debate has still not been resolved. And so you have the new Malthusian, and how so many different things, and as I said in the morning, everything is about resources, right? So there's lots of I want to quote an immensely quotable man from my country, Gandhi, who says that there's enough on this planet for everyone's needs, but not enough for anyone's greed. Yeah, because greed has no limits. And another place that he said that if the island the size of Britain had to colonize half the world to create that kind of living standards for their people, how many planets would we have to colonize if we go that way? And so therefore really we have to go a whole different development mode, is thinking out the box, thinking completely differently in a kind of sustainable. Climate change now is kind of validating what he said when there was no understanding of climate change in the 30s or the 40s. So what I would end with is saying that, COVID taught us that we can do a lot online. We mentioned the play that, Maso, my organization, and ASAP produced 71 to 21, which is 1971 when we got the act for the medical termination of pregnancies, and 21, which was 50 years of the act. So how back and forth that we are going on. Sometimes things are the same after so many years. So we found that online it was nice because how to get 15 actors. All the actors that worked with me on the in the play were all working in serials. They were all semi-professionals. They didn't charge a single penny. How to get 15 of them to go from city to city or whatever. And so we practiced together. We lovingly gave each other experiences. They told me to have workshops during the play. We shared everything, including COVID-19. We gave that to each other. So we were kind of went through all the processes that happened, because you can't practice with can't talk with a mask on your face, right? So we had to take off our masks because of the sound, and of course we gave the virus generously to everybody. So once that happened, we said, so what are we going to do? Then we said, why not just make it an online play? Why not just make it a video play, not online, video play? And we just made it video. So actually COVID-19 taught us a lot of things, including the fact that the planet does not need humans. And humans don't need things, humans need humans. And so many things that, and life is so fragile and so transient, and so it taught us so many different things, and I think very humbling experience for the human race, where the planet is concerned. And so the online academy actually also came out of the experience of COVID. Also one way of beating the visa game, right, the border game, like, couldn't come here because of visas. Somebody else wasn't able to come here, right, was being trying. Islam wasn't able to come, so many other people couldn't come. So online really takes us across borders. Yeah, it takes us, into each other's rooms, where we can talk in the comfort of our room. So this is something that the academy taught us, that we can do that. Also solidarity in the global context, because while we may be different in terms of specificities, the commonalities are structures. The structures of market, community, state, families, everything, right? In the way that we're raised, all of those. If you peel off the layers on the top, you find the same rotten, stuff below, and all rotten systems are connected to each other under the underground, and one kind of leads to the growth of another. So that is what we learned, and so therefore this is nice global solidarity. We really hope that all the alumna and the alumni of the academy do connect with each other, keep in touch with each other, because we are resources for each other. Something good might be happening in your country, when something terrible is happening in mine. Or different organizations are evolving different strategies to deal with whatever stuff is happening, in their countries. And this would be a really nice place for people to share. Maybe sometime, all of you could come together, form a consortium to do some project that is, in different countries, maybe online, maybe whatever. So the sky is the limit. So do connect with each other, and do tell us if there are any aspects that you would like to develop, us to develop in the academy. Not that we can, but we can definitely find other people to be part of the course. So do let us know if there are, unanswered questions. I have a million unanswered questions, but at least I have the questions, and at least all of us have the questions, which is I think 80% of the issue. Once you have the question, finding the answer, is easier than framing the question. So let's ask questions, and we hope that you all will lead sessions at some time. That we can have modules that come from not only the alumni of the course, but even those who are here in this room. Different people come on and make this into a really equal and democratized space. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manisha. I'm just going to literally 3 sentences, so don't worry. So I think it's very important for us as activists and advocates. We actually have a responsibility towards the people we work with and those who we have to represent, sometimes in spaces where they cannot be or their voices cannot be heard. I think it's our responsibility to know all the facts of the matter. Some of you who attend our values clarification will know we start off with very provocative statements like, should a woman who's HIV positive be allowed to have a baby? And then there's a lot of emotional reaction to it. But as advocates, we need to understand what are the facts behind it, what is the evidence-based information with which you can crystallize your advocacy. Sometimes you need to use public health arguments, sometimes you need to use human rights argument, but you need to know enough to be able to decide what's going to work in which situation. So I think from that context, for me, the Academy is a very fulfilling legacy of ASAP and a contribution towards movement building, which will allow us to engage in critical thinking and allow us to be empowered with the knowledge so that we become a reliable source for the people we represent, as well as people like, say, for example, media, people in policy making decision spaces, people who have the power to make the change, see us as a credible source of information, not someone who's going to be, just emotional or just have empty rhetoric or is always, combative or attacking what is going on. So I think from that perspective, that is what the Academy is trying to achieve. And again, to say that, it's been said many times before, we see it as a collective learning space, because in movement building, there's a video, I should have remembered to show it right now. There's a video of, people having a picnic on this very beautiful grassy space, and one person gets up and starts dancing. And everybody's just looking at this person like, are you mad? And after some time, the second person gets up and starts dancing. And that's suddenly when everyone feels comfortable and happy to join in the dance, and before you know it, it's like everyone there is dancing. So sometimes, we feel like the first mad person who's just dancing and saying things which nobody else is agreeing to. But honestly, what gives us power and what gives us validation is when someone shows up as the second person and says, okay, yes, you're making sense to me at least. And then that second person may attract another 4-5 people, and then before you know it, it's a movement. So we just want to say that thank you to everyone for being that second person and the third person and joining in the movement. And we look forward to, of course, many more. So thank you so much for, I think it's been a really long day, and there's tea served, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Thank you.